Hi guys, so this episode 10 is gonna be us talking about very sensitive things.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a heavier podcast.
Yeah.
I talk about a little bit about like grief and loss. So
Yeah, and then I talk about personal things with my marriage that can happen to anyone. So yeah, just a little trigger warning.
yeah, it's a little bit of more of a sensitive episode. But we hope you guys still listen. And if you feel like you might not want to, that's okay too.
We understand.
We'll see you guys for episode 11. Bye. Guys, welcome back. It's Two Moms in a Pod. I'm Kim.
And I'm Ari.
This is episode 10.
I know.
We're in the double digits now.
I know. We have some bad news. Well, not bad, but sad. Our husbands didn't want to join us.
I was like, what's happening? Are we ending the podcast? This is it?
After 10, we're done.
Yeah, we didn't have anybody that could like really watch Ollie, so Caesar decided to stay home, and he's like, we'll try it another time, which led to your husband being like, I'll do it when he does it.
Yeah.
Which
kind of sucks, but it's okay.
It's okay. We'll bring him on the 20th episode. Another 10.
If there's a 20th. What if no, not like that.
Oh, I was like, what do you mean? Stop.
Well, I mean, like, when are we gonna end the first season is what I'm saying.
Maybe 20.
At 20?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then that'll be our season finale is with them, and then do 20 more, and then the season finale. We'll bring them on every 20th episode. No, but we were just saying how like it's crazy like that people are actually listening.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, like I was looking at the numbers yesterday, and like I was just telling you, I was just like, when we started this, I was thinking like, we'll have like 5, maybe 10 people listening. But like it's really nice to see that like our numbers are like still going up.
Yeah.
Like even from our first episode, like numbers are still like we just got 2 more listens in the last day.
Yeah, which is
like,
crazy.
Yeah, it's like
but
really
it's so cool.
Yeah.
I wonder who are the new listeners.
But it's like crazy because I thought like it's gonna be like all of our like friends or family, like people who know us.
Yeah.
But then like actually looking at like, because we can see from we do it on Anchor, so on Anchor we can see where like the listens come from, and the fact that they're coming out of state.
Oh,
have you seen that? Like it's not a lot, like it's not a lot of people out of state, but it's people out of state.
Yeah,
like that's crazy to me.
Did it go higher? It went to 3%.
Yeah, I think the most we have in somewhere else is Kentucky is 5%.
No way.
Yeah, we have Kentucky. New York is an actual percentage now. The other one, it's 1.
Oh.
So, and then California, of the people who listen in California, I was thinking, okay, that's our friends and family, but we have like Moreno Valley, LA, Roland Heights, Rialto, Ontario, everywhere, Beverly Hills.
That's probably mostly my family.
North Hollywood, Palmdale, Tustin, Whittier, Castro Valley, Beverly Hills, Montclair, Long Beach, Sylmar, Upland, Orange, Corona. Yeah, I know the ones with the most percentages are like our friends and family, because like the biggest one is Santa Ana, which Santa Ana, Anaheim, Whittier, Moreno Valley, Los Angeles, Brea.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. I don't know if we count the ones that say less than 1%, but like, hey, that probably is like somebody listened to like an episode.
Yeah.
But like, that's so cool.
Aww.
So thank you guys. That's really cool to have people actually like
listen,
who I'm assuming are not related to us actually listening.
Yeah.
Like that's cool.
That gives me motivation to keep doing this. Because on the last one we did, I was having really bad anxiety to post it, because I started to feel guilty, like because we were talking about like, oh, we need a little more help, And I was like, shit, my husband's gonna listen to this and he's gonna think that I don't think he helps enough, or that I don't appreciate him or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but it's not true. Like, I do. Like, I appreciate everything he does for me.
Yeah.
And for Leah.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I don't know. It just gave me, like,
really
bad anxiety.
We said that. I think we tried to, like, make a point of, like, saying, like, you know, that they help us and we appreciate them, you know, but we have these, like, I don't know, we can't help sometimes the way that we feel.
Yeah.
You know, but did he say anything?
I don't think he's listened to it yet because he hasn't said anything.
No, I was really anxious about that too. I had the exact same. I was like, oh my god, he's gonna take it the wrong way. Yeah. Or he's gonna think this and that. But he ended up texting me right after he listened to it.
Yeah.
And sorry, babe, I'm gonna read the text message. But he said, best episode yet. Please be more vocal with me about your time. I know it's important because I also look forward to Saturdays, which is like when he plays with us. So he gets his time on Saturday nights.
Yeah.
He's like, you deserve a break. Just let me know when you need it so I can take Ollie. He's like, I love you, and so does Ollie. We appreciate you.
Oh,
I know.
So
I was like so scared that he was gonna be like upset or like, you know, take it the wrong way, but no, he was just like, I get it. He's like, but you do have to like vocalize that, like you have to communicate it, because I am really, really bad at communicating. So it's like, he's like, if you don't tell me, I don't know. You know. So
but then the mom guilt comes, like when you ask for help. Because I don't know, like for me, like it's hard to ask him for more help than what I receive, because he works and I work less hours than him, obviously, because I'm part-time. So for me to like ask him to help me more with Leah, it's like, but shit, he's tired. Like, why should I, you know,
why do I deserve more time if you work less?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So I'm like, I don't know, maybe I should just keep playing with her and let him rest, play his video games. And then, like, I just don't end up asking for more help. Yeah. Because I feel like, well, he deserves a break too. You know, he's been at work all day. So then I just don't end up asking for help.
Yeah, but yes, he's at work all day, but you being with Leah longer during the day is what is exhausting, you know, like, so it's not that you're working less, because you're not like getting off work and doing nothing. You're getting off work and taking care of Leah.
I'm clocking in as a
mom.
Yeah,
you're clocking in as mom, and like that's as much work sometimes, you know, as it is to do what he does, you know, to be at a normal job. I was like, being a mom is a job. Being a mom is hard work. Yeah. So you're not working less. You're just you're working more with her. You know. So I think it's still okay to like ask every once in a while.
Yeah. I just need to work on that, because I don't know. Yeah. It's hard. Yeah. Because then I start thinking, well, like you've said before, you know, well, I wanted her, you know, we planned her, we wanted her. Yeah. Like, why am I giving her to someone else to take care? Yeah. Even though it's my husband, you know? Yeah. But still. Yeah. Like, on Thursday, like I was telling you, I got off work and my mom was home. She didn't work. So I asked her, like, hey, can you give me, like, a couple minutes to go home so I can clean while you watch her at your house. And sure enough, I ended up taking, I want to say 3 hours cleaning at home, because it's been so long that I've had time to deep clean the apartment. Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, I'll clean here and there, but I just don't get to clean out everything that needs to be cleaned. Yeah. Yeah. So then on Thursday I was cleaning, and then I don't know, like I kind of felt better because I finally got something done that needed to get done. Yeah,
it's longest. One less thing that you're worried about.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, and then afterwards I was feeling guilty. I'm like, fuck, I left her with my mom for 3 hours. Yeah. More than what she's used to, you know? Yeah. So yeah, I was like, but at least I got something done.
Yeah. So I feel like it's just always gonna be tough. Like, it's always gonna be, we're just always gonna have this like internal battle of like, shit, I need to do things, but I also like, my kid needs me. So it's always gonna be like this internal battle that like we're fighting. But I think it's still okay because like you said, like you felt better knowing that like you actually got to deep clean.
Yeah.
So it's like I think we just have to be more okay with like taking the time that we need, and like she's okay. She was with her grandma, you know, and it's like I'm sure maybe it felt, but I don't, she's so small right now that I don't think it felt that much longer for her, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like, but then would you have felt more guilty if you needed to stay overtime at work?
There's times where, well, the times that I have stayed overtime, it's not a long time. Because I'm usually off by 9:30. And when I do stay overtime, I'll leave at 11:30. So it's not that big of a difference. But I don't feel as guilty because I know I'm working more and providing more.
Yeah. But coming home and cleaning is providing a cleaner and more efficient space.
That's true.
So I think we just have to come at it. And I know this is me talking out of my ass because I know I don't look at it like that for me. But as an outsider, giving you like an outsider's perspective is like, you did a good thing. This is basically what I'm trying to say. You did a good thing because it's like, yes, if you stay overtime at work, you justify it by saying I'm providing financially. But by coming home and doing what you need to do, you're providing yourself, like I said, a cleaner, more efficient space, but also your mindset was a little better because you felt better. So now you're providing a better version of yourself to Leah.
That's true.
Yeah, see,
I didn't think about it like that.
That's what I'm here for. I give you all the positive thoughts I have.
But yeah, even being on my phone makes me feel guilty. Like, I don't know, like, I feel like if I'm on my phone for too long, I miss out on something with Leah.
Yeah.
But then I'll try to remind myself, no, like, I need a little break, even if it's being on my phone while she's playing on the floor with her toys, you know?
Yeah.
But the guilt wins.
Yeah, all the time. I know. I'm like that too. So I'm like, I try to, like, when she's on her, like, iPad, I'll be like, okay, she's distracted on her iPad, let me get on my phone. And then I do have this thing where, like, especially recently, I started reading again, and I get obsessive when I read.
Yeah.
So it's very hard for me to cut it off. But yeah, it's like, if she ever, like, is talking to me, I try very hard to, like, put my phone down. But that is something that I think I do need to be more aware of and work on more, because I do feel like I am on my phone a lot, but it's because I'm working all day, and then, like, I get home and I just want to just chill and like be on my phone. But I feel like that is something that I do need to work on too, is like not being on my phone as much around her.
Yeah.
Or like, at least, especially if she's, like, you know, talking to me, giving her that, like, actual eye contact, that actual one-on-one, like, when she wants it, you know? Yeah. I get stuck on TikTok. Oh my god, I can get stuck on TikTok forever.
I know, me too. And then, like, I'll put it down and I'll play with her when she, you know, she's calling for me. And then I don't turn off my phone, and I don't have that setting where it turns off by itself. So I'll see it still on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, what is this? And I'll end up back on TikTok.
Yeah. I know, I'm the same way. You could just get lost on TikTok forever.
I know.
And then all we do is just send TikToks to each other. Yeah, I'm either sending TikToks to you or to my sister.
I know, me too.
Or, like, my sister and you are just constantly sending me TikToks. I'm like, well, now I have to watch everything.
I know, like, I'll go back on TikTok because there's, you know, I'll go, like, a long period without going on it. And then I go back on it, and it says, like, I have, like, 20 plus messages. And it's, like, a combination of you and then my sisters and my cousins sending me stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, now I have to watch all of these. And then I end up getting stuck on TikTok.
Being on TikTok for, like, another half hour.
Seriously.
And then it's, like, sometimes they're funny, and I watch them more than once.
Dude, that was me on Thursday. I was... just thinking about it cracks me up again. It's a Spanish TikTok. It was it's the voiceover of SpongeBob in Spanish. And it's saying like, oh, this is nice and clean, and then at the end he yells like, what is this, but in Spanish. And then it shows like something totally random. So I guess they were like at a fair, and then towards the end it's like some guy dressed as a monk, and he has like a weird looking face, and he's throwing things at the people like prizes.
What?
Towards the end of the video, he throws the thing so hard at a lady's face. But it is so funny, and I was cracking up. I was tearing up, and I was showing my husband.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
And he's like, are you okay? Because I was literally crying because of how funny it was. And like, you know, the video's on repeat, and I just hear it, and I look at it, and I start cracking up again.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I'll post the video on Instagram so you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't know, I just found it so hilarious.
That's so funny. I like the ones where it's like, it's that like, I don't know what song it is, but it's like a Spanish song. Like, I just sent one to my sister where it's this guy, and like, he wasn't wearing a shirt. I want to say he was in like small short, like really tiny shorts, and he was like, it was maybe like I don't know, it was like a random guy just like dancing in the street, and they put that like Spanish song in the background. I'll play you guys the sound. I'll post it on TikTok too. Not on TikTok, sorry, on Instagram.
On Instagram. Oh. Oh my god. Oh, I wish I could be like him.
So funny. Just free.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But yeah, I haven't seen you since my
birthday weekend.
Yeah, so it's been,
how long has that been?
Like 3 weeks, I want to say. Right?
Really?
It was the 24th. No. What day is it today? What's today?
The 6th.
The 6th. 2 full weeks.
Really? When did I go over? Was it
the 23rd? The
23rd?
day before my birthday.
Oh, that's right. I'm thinking, no, it's only been a week.
No, it's been 2. It's been 3 since we recorded.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it was that long, but it was that long. Huh?
Yeah. It's been 2 solid weeks.
So, how was your birthday?
It was nice. It was simple, like I wanted. I kept saying it was for Caesar.
But it was for the both
But it's for the
you.
both of us. I don't like birthdays. I'm not a birthday person.
Why, though?
I don't know. I don't like the attention. Like, I don't like the, like, I don't know.
But it's just during that couple minutes where they're singing to you, right?
It makes me uncomfortable.
Just look away. Go like
Just
cover
hide.
your eyes.
Just hide. Well, I did. I try not to make contact with anybody.
That's what I do when they're singing to me.
Yeah.
Like, I'll look at the cake.
Just stare at it for a solid 2 minutes.
Like, what's his name from Twilight? Eyes wide open and everything.
Oh, we apologize for that one. Oh my god. No.
I'm gonna do that for my next birthday. Just
I'm so glad we don't have video right now. Oh no. Oh, that was.
Probably gonna have to edit all
Yeah,
that.
we're gonna.
That was a good laugh.
Sorry. Sorry.
Well, what's the character's name?
Is it Jasper? Are you
Yeah.
talking about Jasper? Imagine we weren't even talking about the same person. We just laughed for 5 minutes. We're not even on the same page. Oh no, yeah, Jasper.
Yeah, Jasper.
The one that looks like he's in pain.
Yeah, that one.
Oh my god. Oh man. But how have you been?
No, I've been okay. Just, staying home, cleaning as much as I can.
Yeah.
I had a talk with my husband. I'm sorry, babe, but I'm about to expose us.
Oh, no.
No, it's nothing bad. It's just that, like I've said before, I've been, like, really stressed and, like, I don't feel like myself anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So there's been times, I'm not going to lie, that I've thought, okay, maybe we're better off not together anymore.
Oh.
So I started that conversation with him and I told him, hey, maybe I was thinking, like maybe we're better off not being together anymore. And he was just like asking like, why do you say that? And I told him, well, it's just, like we haven't been like ourselves anymore. Like we're constantly like stressed out and like constantly getting on each other's nerves, and it's just getting to me, and it's like I'm not happy anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not happy in this relationship, in this marriage anymore. And the only thing that's been like pushing me forward to like continue even trying, it's Leah, because I know she loves you very much, and I don't want to take that away from you.
Mm-hmm.
Like even though if we were to ever separate, you'll still see her and everything, but like it would be totally different because you wouldn't be coming home to her.
Yeah.
And then he was just there to reassure me, and he's like no, I understand like where you're coming from, like I get it, we've been completely different, and I think it's just the stress of house hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Like we can't agree on the area where we want to move at, and we can't agree on a place that we see, because we've seen tons and tons of properties in different cities, and like we just can't, like the ones that we do like, we don't end up getting them. Mm-hmm. We get outbid, and then we keep looking and nothing comes up.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just end up getting on each other's nerves, because I'll tell him like, well, maybe we should just wait another year and save up more so we could have more to bid on. Mm-hmm. when we do find the one that we like. And he was just telling me like, no, I think it's just the stress of house hunting, and I think we just need like a night out for just the both of us.
Mm-hmm.
To reconnect and feel like
you like each other again.
Yeah. And then after having that conversation with him, I was like, okay, like maybe you're right. Like maybe it's just the stress of all this, and we need a night out. But we just haven't had time, to go out, because life happens and things need to get done.
Yeah.
And then not even that, but like finding time for my mom to babysit Leah for us.
Mm-hmm.
Because she works too, she has her life, and I just can't drop her off at my mom's and leave.
Yeah.
So I have to like make sure that she's available to babysit her. But yeah, like ever since then I've been like, I don't know, kind of like numb to everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm working on it.
Yeah.
It's just hard, because...
But was there any kind of like shift in him when you told him like, hey...
Oh, yeah.
Because that must have been like a shock to him to like... Or was it like a shock to him to hear that?
At first he thought I was playing around. Because, like I'll joke around with him, and like I'll tell him like peace, I'm leaving, I'm leaving you. But it's, I don't know, it's just the way I joke around with him.
Yeah.
And so he kind of thought, oh, she's just kidding, like she's just joking. And then he saw that I was serious.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, he was more nicer to me. Well, yeah, I guess he was more nicer to me. Like he was more understanding, and he was trying to like help me more with Leah.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like he'll like when it comes to the weekends, he'll be like, oh, let's go out, let's go to the mall, or let's go out to eat. And I'll tell him like, no, we need to save up, like we shouldn't be wasting that much money. And he'd be like, no, it's okay, let's go out. So he is trying for us to spend more time together as a family outside of the apartment. So it's kind of nice to see that he is trying, and he's trying to encourage me to be out more instead of being at home doing chores and just being stuck at home all day.
And is him like kind of trying more? Is that like more reassuring to you, or is it kind of like the same? Like,
no,
do you feel the same?
It's more reassuring.
Yeah.
So I haven't had those thoughts in a while now, so
yeah,
it's good.
That's good.
But yeah, I've been struggling.
Yeah,
but I'll get through it.
Yeah, you didn't tell me that. You should tell me. Oh my god,
I wanted to save it for the podcast so we could have something to talk about. Because seeing that other people listen to us and can relate to what we talk, I was like, you know what, I'll save this for the podcast and let them know that other people, us, go through stuff like this, like it's totally normal to have thoughts like this, to be like, okay, maybe like we're better off not being together and having those hard conversations with your significant other, and try to make it work, or find a solution.
And then I think I've heard that the first 2-3 years of marriage are the hardest. So maybe you guys are kind of just going through that bump in the road where you guys are kind of you I think you guys are maybe trying to adjust to a new normal, because obviously having a baby is
it's a
huge shift, and then it's a shift in your guys' relationship, and you guys are both like we've talked about, tired, and you guys are both kind of wrapped up in your own, he has work, you have Leah and work, and I think you guys are probably just, and then house hunting, so it's a lot, and you guys are probably just trying to get used to or find more of a new normal, I guess, in between all of that. But it's good that you communicated that with him, and that he was more hey, kind of trying to do something about it. It would have been obviously not good if he was just was he defensive at all, or was he more understanding?
Yeah, he was very understanding, good. which made it easier for me to communicate, because I can't look at him in the face and have a serious conversation, because then I'll start crying. So I wasn't looking at him. I was fidgeting with my fingers and whatever I had there, and I started the conversation with him. And then after he was being reassuring and understanding, that's when I was like, oh, okay, I could look at him and have a face-to-face conversation with him. But it was really hard for me to what's that word, to get the courage to even start the conversation with him. It was really hard, but I was like, I need to get it off my chest and tell him, because it's gonna get worse, and then it's just gonna end up resulting in me being really unhappy here, and probably doing something that I'm gonna regret. And then to be fair to him, he probably didn't know that this was going through your head, so it's good that you communicated that. And now he's aware, now he can do something about it, because maybe he was just taking it as oh, she's just tired all the time. But it's no, if you're having these thoughts, and that's something so hard to admit, hey, I'm having thoughts about not wanting to be with you, especially when you're married and when you have a baby, that's so tough. And I really had to have that conversation with him, because it was getting to the point where I didn't feel comfortable kissing him anymore. So it was it was, I could see that it was getting to him, because he would tell me I would joke around with him about something, so then he'll be like, well, it's not like I'm getting any action from you. So I was like, okay, he's already seeing a shift in that aspect of our life. So I was like, it's probably gonna get worse if I don't communicate with him. So it was something that really had to be communicated. But it was really, really hard, and it took me a while to like even like admit it that it was an issue.
Yeah.
So I was like, I should really have this conversation with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was tough.
And do you think, because we talked about it like 3 weeks ago when we recorded, before we recorded, do you think like, did that make you realize more like this is a problem, like I have to talk to him?
Yeah.
Like, because that was the first time we had ever talked about it. Like you had ever communicated that with me, that you were feeling like that.
Yeah. I was like, oh, it kind of gave me like motivation to do it, because I was thinking, oh, maybe it's just me that has gone through this. But then you were like, oh no, like, you know, it happens, you know, like there was a time when me and Caesar, you know, were distant as well, and and then I was like, okay, then maybe it's not just me, you know, like maybe it is something normal that should be talked about. So then that's like, okay, maybe I should have that conversation with him.
Yeah, and then it can, I think it can stem from a lot of different things. Like for you, it stemmed from like the stress of like everything, and you guys kind of just like not being, I don't know if not being intimate kind of made you more distant, because you guys weren't connecting in that way.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, like for me it had a lot to do with like, I've had a lot of loss in the last couple years, and my way of like dealing with it or not dealing with it, it was to shut off. And because I shut off to not feel the grief of everybody I've lost, I shut off my emotions a lot, to the point where like I shut them off towards him too.
Yeah.
And we were really unhappy for a second until like we had the conversation. And like, I mean, it's something I'm still trying to work on, especially because like even since then I've had 2 more losses.
Yeah.
So like that's obviously, you know, that's why I'm trying to go to therapy and stuff. But yeah, I think like life happens, and then when life happens on top of like the everyday stressors of just like stressing about work, stressing about your baby, stressing about your partner, and then you have all these outside sources, like for you, house hunting, and just like you guys not being as close as you used to, like that takes a toll on your relationship. Yeah. And I think for me, like it was hard, because you know, he's like, you're like, I don't feel like we even like each other. And I was just like, it's hard because I don't like life right now. You know, when it happened, I think it was like a couple months after I lost my mom. For those who don't know, my mom died in last year of 2020. 2021, sorry, last year. We're in 2022. And that was hard for me, obviously, you know, like losing my mom was like earth shattering to me, especially like because my grandpa passed away in 2019, and then in 2020 my uncle passed away, and then my aunt passed away, and then I didn't see my mom basically for all of 2020 because of COVID, because I was pregnant, you know. And so I think the hardest thing for me when my mom passed away was that she didn't get to meet Ollie. That was hard for me, especially because, you know, a little bit before she had, you know, died, we were already talking about like trying to look up to get passports so that we could go visit her, because it was kind of, you know, things were starting to, you know, be less restricted. And so that was like one of the hardest things, was like she never got to meet Ollie. And I think I just kind of carried that guilt with me. And so on top of like the struggle of like losing my mom, it was this guilt of like she didn't get to meet my daughter, and like my daughter never got to meet her grandma. And so that was like really, really hard for me, especially because like my mom got deported like when I was 14, you know, so I've obviously like, she hadn't been through my life, and then becoming a mom myself was like I don't know, I felt like I could be closer to her because like now we're both moms and I could ask her for advice and things like that. And like now I don't get that, you know, like I don't get to go to my mom for advice anymore. Like I don't get to ask her things of like, you know, I asked her a lot of things like when I was pregnant and stuff like that, but like now I don't get to do that. I don't get to like ask her for advice, you know, as Ollie gets older. And like, you know, I've never done this before, and I think maybe that's why I have a harder time with like Caesar's mom helping out. Is because it's like, to me it's not fair. For me, you know, it's nice to like have her help out, but it's also like, now I'm never gonna get that. Like I'm never gonna have my mom help me out with Ollie or like even see her. You know, so that was like something that I'm still struggling with, and then I'm still like trying to process, because, you know, well, my mom passed away last year, and then this year my grandma passed away, and then I think it's been like 2 months now, my aunt passed away, and my aunt was somebody that I was really, really close to also. Like she was like my second mom, and so it's kind of just been, the last 4 years have been hard. And then so to like cope, I guess, with all of that, and pretty much like shut myself off from the world, basically. Like I try not to think about it too much. I try not to feel it, because I know that if I truly let myself feel everything, it's just gonna be too much for me. And I think that was like, that might be part of like the whole, like, to go back to like the last episode, I think that might be why it's been more tough, because I didn't get to grieve the way that I feel like I needed to grieve. You know, because like the day that, you know, my brother told me, he was my brother lives up northern California. And so when he told me, I had to tell my sister and I had to tell my brothers. And I remember like when he told me, I was on the floor with Ollie, and then he told me, and I obviously like, I broke down for like a minute, 2 minutes, like I sobbed, and then I kind of was just like, Ollie's right here, like I can't do this, like I can't break down. And then I also was like, well, I have to tell my sister, I have to tell my brothers. And so I kind of went into this mode of like having to tell everybody. And then after that, it was like, I don't think I cried until my mom's funeral. I mean, I don't think I cried again until her funeral. And it's because like I can't, like I couldn't do that. Like I couldn't just, I wanted so bad to just like lay in bed and cry all day, but it's like, I'm a mom, I can't do that. Like, you know,
the responsibility of being a mom.
I have the responsibility. I have that responsibility of like, she still needs to eat. She's, you know, I got obviously that week off work, but it was still like, I was off work and I was home, but I was still obviously having to take care of her. And I can't be in this like sad mode, because it's like she still wants to play, she still wants to cuddle, you know. And in a way it was good for me to have her, because it helped me kind of pick myself back up and have more of like a reason to like keep going and like get up and like do what I had to do. But then the other side of that was like, I didn't get to grieve properly, you know. And so it's the heaviness of like, I'm still grieving my mom, and I'm still having to be a mom, you know. So like that's been hard on me, and I know it's been hard on like my relationship, because it's affected me so much, you know. And like when we had that conversation, he was like, well, you didn't tell me that, like, you know, he felt obviously really, really bad. And I was like, I know, but it's because it's hard for me to even admit that I'm struggling, you know, especially as a mom. Like, as a mom, you never want to admit that you're struggling, you know. And then your partner's supposed to be somebody that you can like communicate everything without the fear of like judgment and stuff. And not that I ever felt or feared that he was gonna judge me. It was just like, it's still just hard in general to admit that I'm mentally in a very, very bad place, you know, which is why like I'm, you know, at least trying to make the steps to like get help,
Mm-hmm.
you know, which is like, you know, I haven't yet, but I'm gonna be in the process of like looking for a therapist and like trying to like talk it all out, and I don't know, hopefully get better. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least you'll have that time to cry with your therapist.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully.
Or you could come here and cry with me.
Yeah, I'll just come here once so we can just sit on your bed and cry.
We'll cry together.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Like, I think this is, like, tying to, like, the last episode we did, because, you know, it is hard being a mom and then having to deal with all these other outside things besides being a mom, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, like, it just doesn't, like, for you, it didn't give you time to properly grieve because, you know, you're a mom, and again, you didn't communicate with your husband or your fiance.
It's okay, husband, whether he likes it or not.
You know, like, I think as moms, we struggle to communicate that we need that extra help because the guilt kicks in. Like,
Yeah.
Why do I need to ask for more help?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a mom. Like, I should be able to do it on my own.
Yeah, I should be able to handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we get so caught up mentally and, like, exhausted mentally because we think we can handle it,
Mm-hmm.
and we feel like we have to
Yeah.
because we're moms.
Yeah.
But no, it's okay to ask for help, and it's
Yeah.
okay to, you know, have those hard conversations with other people, because if you don't, it's just gonna end up leading to something worse, or, you know, even resenting them.
Yeah. And it's like, in a way, it's like obviously not fair to them, because if we're holding it in and we're
Mm-hmm.
not communicating that, how are they supposed to do anything about it?
Yeah.
You know, so it's good to, like, as hard as it is to admit, like, hey, I'm not okay, or like, hey, I'm feeling like we're not okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I think if he wouldn't have brought up that conversation with me, I would have just kept going the way I was going.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know how he was feeling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was like, I don't feel like we're getting along. Like, I don't feel like either of us are happy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, if he wouldn't have communicated that with me, I would have just, because I was, like you said, I was like numb to the world. I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
caring about anything other than making sure that my daughter was good and happy, you know? But then to go into that, it's like, how can I truly make her happy
if you're not
if
happy?
I'm not happy? Yeah. And then it's like, I'm sure they can sense that, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like, especially because, like, they're closer to us than anybody,
Yeah.
you know, so it's like, I don't want to transfer any of that, like, negative energy or, like, any of the, like, negative feelings onto her, you know? So it's a lot having to do with, like, I need to be mentally okay,
Mm-hmm.
so that she's okay,
Mm-hmm.
and to give her the best version of myself, and
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that if I'm not the best version of myself, you know?
Yeah. It's just something we need to work on is communication. Because, you know, yeah, it's true, communication is key when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
relationships, because if you don't communicate, they're not gonna know.
Yeah.
So, but it is, I don't know, like, I don't know if other people struggle with communication like we do,
Yeah.
but I know for you and I, we suck
Yeah.
at communicating.
Yeah.
We really do.
We
suck.
just shut down.
Yeah.
We just shut down, like, in the middle of an argument. Like, if Caesar and I ever, like, argue, I will shut down. Like, I will not talk about it. And it's because it's so hard to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also very much, like, I don't like to cry.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't like to cry. And, like, I feel like, since I'm a lot more emotional,
Mm-hmm.
and in order to avoid crying, I just don't talk, because I know the second I cry, the second I look at him and try to have a hard conversation, I will start crying.
Yeah, that's the same with
Yeah.
me.
And it's like, I do not want to cry right now, so I'm just not going to I'm not going to communicate with you, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it is with me too. Like sometimes I'll get in my feelings, and I'll get in my head, and, you know, like, he'll see that I'm different, and he'll ask what's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just tell him nothing, because I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to cry in front of
Yeah.
him and Leah.
Yeah.
And, like, I know she's she's right there and she needs my attention at that moment.
Yeah.
So, and I don't want to start an argument. If it ever leads to an argument, like, I don't want to start an argument in front of her.
Yeah.
So I always tell him, like, nothing's wrong, and, like, I try to push it away, but I think it is something that I have to work on a lot, and, you know, communicate with him. Because then, it just ends up with us end up feeling, like, very unhappy with each other.
Yeah.
And possibly hurting his feelings, because then he probably feels like I don't feel comfortable talking to him. But it's not that I don't feel comfortable talking to him. It's just that I'm uncomfortable dealing with my emotions at that very moment.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't want to feel those emotions at that very moment. So I try to push it away and, you know, brush it off and say nothing's going on, when in reality, like, all these thoughts are going in my head.
Yeah.
And it's not good, because it does get to you, and you just end up very unhappy. And then I'll lock myself in the restroom.
Yeah.
I'll lock myself in the restroom, and I'll just, you know, I'll cry for a little bit and try to get myself back together, because I know I have to come back out and take care of Leah and play with Leah and interact with her. But even then, like, it's like it wasn't enough time for me to let all my emotions out.
Yeah. And then it's hard too, because it's like he very much is the person to try to talk things out and try to communicate things, and he also gets over things a lot quicker than I do. So it's like we can have an argument and he could be over it in like 2 seconds, and I'm just like, well, I'm still in my feelings over here, give me a second. And it's also like I realize these things, like, I know I should communicate more, and we've also had that conversation a ton of times where I tell him, I'm going to communicate more, I'm going to be more vocal, I'm going to talk things out with you, and yet it's still not there. And I don't know why. Like, it's
just really hard.
It's so hard. Yeah, it's so hard. It's like and it's harder because it's like I realize what I'm on my part, what I'm doing wrong, as far as like not communicating, not telling you how I'm feeling, not talking things out. And like I know that, I realize that, and in my head as I'm shut down, I'm thinking, I need to say this, I need to vocalize what I'm feeling, I need to tell him, just say what you're thinking, just say. I'm screaming at myself in my head, just tell him what's wrong, just tell him why it's bugging you, tell him why you're upset, tell him everything, you know, but nothing comes out.
Yeah, that's the same exact thing with me.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to tell me why, tell me, please, because I don't know.
Scientific form as to why we suck at communicating.
Yeah, because it's like, it's not, we're having an argument, we're having a discussion, it's just in my head, and I'm not vocalizing my side of the discussion. So it's like, I'm talking, when you're asking me things, I'm answering, I'm just not.
But in my head.
Yeah, in my head, I'm not actually vocalizing them. So it's like, it's hard. It's so hard, and I don't know why that is. I don't know why it's so hard for me to like communicate and like say things out loud, because it's like, it's frustrating to me. I frustrate myself because, again, like, I know these things, and like we've had this conversation multiple times where I'm like, I'm going to vocalize, but in the moment I'm screaming at myself in my head because nothing's actually coming out of it. I'm not speaking the words. That's how it's been too. Like, there's times where he's communicating something with me, and in my head I'm answering back to him, but it won't come out. And then part of it, it's like, well, I don't want to interrupt him, you know, like he's talking about something, and I don't want to interrupt him with what I have to say. And then I'll tell myself, I'll just wait until he's done talking. But when he's done talking, I don't say anything. It's like, I have all these things that I need to say to you, but I don't know how for me to say the things that I need to say without coming off rude or unappreciative or, you know, just mean. So it's just like, I just never say it. I mean, I don't know, it's hard. It's hard to like communicate and to like express your feelings, especially like when you're not 100% even like when you haven't processed your emotions, I feel like it's very hard to get a point across.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when it's like, well, I don't 1,000% know why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that I did talk with my therapist, was that, you know, sometimes we do need a couple minutes to ourselves to process our feelings and then approach our significant other with what was bothering us.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I would try to do that, but then after I took that time to myself, I was like, okay, I'm fine now. Like,
I'm over it, yeah.
Like, I feel like it doesn't need to be addressed with him anymore. Mm-hmm. So I just wouldn't. Mm-hmm. But then it would happen again, and it would be like the same issue, and it would just get bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just got to the point where, okay, that conversation needs to happen.
Yeah. But, yeah, and then it's like, well, if we don't communicate, if we think, okay, well, it's not that big a deal, or like you had the chance to like process it and you're kind of like getting over it, so then you don't communicate that, and then it happens again, well, then you didn't communicate it, you know? But then it's also, that's what's frustrating, is like, I couldn't communicate this in the moment, so now when it happens again, I'm even more mad. Yeah. You know? Mm-hmm. So like sometimes it doesn't make sense, and it's like, it's just, yeah, I think it's so hard to like be able to vocalize it so that it doesn't happen again. Mm-hmm. You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Communicating is hard. I don't know why it happens.
I don't know, but yeah, just know that, like...
Do you think it has to do something with our horoscopes?
Maybe.
Because you know how they say, oh, this person is a whatever, and they're very vocal. They don't give a shit. And they'll say
See, I don't know, because I'm a Leo, and I always, anytime I see like Leos being like represented or whatever, or like the characteristics of a Leo, I feel like I'm not that. I feel like I'm more of a Cancer, because Cancers are supposed to be like more sensitive and like more in tune with their feelings, and they like get butthurt more easily. And I'm just like, that's me. I get butthurt really, really easily. Whereas I think Leos are more like, they're more like self-centered, like they like to be the center of attention. They're like more like, I don't know. And I'm just like, I don't think, I'm probably wrong. I don't know anything about horoscopes.
Neither do I. But I've seen a lot of stuff like that, like, oh, she's this, that's probably why she's very loud and obnoxious, or whatever, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find an excuse as well as like a communicating.
And I'm also like, I am a chronic overthinker.
Me too.
I am an overthinker. Like, do you ever have just silence in your head? Mm-hmm. You do?
Yeah.
Oh, because I don't.
No.
Never. I've never just... and I think I saw this TikTok where they were talking and they were like, not everybody has an internal monologue in their head.
Oh, I get what you mean now.
And I'm just like, I am constantly thinking about things. Mm-hmm. Like, I've never just sat and like not had any thoughts.
Not even when you're on TikTok?
No.
Really?
I'm thinking all of the time.
What?
Like, I am and then like I can have, I think also because I don't have diagnosed anxiety, but I get really anxious around people. And so I can have a conversation, and I'm telling you now, the conversation that we're having, I will think about it until this podcast comes out. And I think I'm going to edit this one, and I will overthink everything and be like, that sounded bad. I shouldn't have said that. Why did I say that? I should have said this.
That was me on the last episode.
But that's me for everything. And then, like, it could be the simplest thing. I rehearse things in my head, too. Do you rehearse things in your head? Okay. It could be something as simple as, I do data entry. Mm-hmm. I work for a calibration lab. And sometimes the technicians forget to write things down, or they forget to give me something, and I'll be like, shit, I have to go ask so-and-so for something. Yeah. And I will be like, I will rehearse it in my head. It could be as simple as like, hey, you forgot to write this down. Mm-hmm. I will think about that up until I have that conversation with that person. And if I stutter, if I say anything wrong, if I think I like laughed weird or if it was a weird interaction for me, I'll think about it the whole day.
Dude, me too. But it's not that bad.
No, for me it's that bad.
Really?
Yes. And it's like the whole, every part of everything we talk about, like, and then I feel bad because I'm like, I'm half listening. I'm trying very, very hard to listen, but I'm also now thinking of what I'm going to say to respond.
Yeah, me too.
That's my head. That's what's going on in my brain.
We should diagnose you right now. Let's Google search it.
What is wrong with me? Please diagnose me. Please tell me what's wrong with me.
Any therapist that are listeners,
or if anybody knows a therapist, play them this podcast and have them tell me what's wrong with me.
Yeah. With me too, because I don't know, something's wrong with us.
No, but you have moments where like there's nothing going on in your head.
Sometimes like I'll space out and like I'm not thinking of anything.
Really? It's just quiet in there?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder what that's like.
No, but it's like I get like that when I've been overwhelmed with a lot of things. So like I just shut off and like I space out and like I try not to think of anything.
Yeah. The only time I'm kind of mildly quiet in my head
when
is
you're sleeping. I'm just kidding.
No, because my dreams be crazy sometimes. No, it's when I'm listening to like podcasts or when I'm listening to music. But then again, I could be listening to a podcast and I'll be like kind of quiet in my head, but not even then, because as I'm listening to podcasts, I'm like going over what I'm doing. I'll be like, okay, I have to put a standard, I have to put a procedure. Like when I'm working, I'm like, oh, this is this, I have to copy and paste. Like I'm talking through what I'm doing. Oh, okay. Like I'm like, okay, drag, paste, Control Alt C, freaking whatever the buttons are to snip it. Like that's me all day. And then like if I'm listening to a podcast, I'll be like, oh, like that's funny. Yeah. Oh, that, and then it triggers my mind going somewhere else. And so now I'm thinking about whatever it is that they said that triggered a memory, that triggered a thought, and then now I have to rewind the podcast.
I do that too.
Because I will just drift off into like a conversation in my head. That's just my brain. Damn. I don't know.
You probably have, what is it, ADHD?
TikTok has told me I have ADHD. TikTok has told me I have anxiety. TikTok, but maybe I have. I don't know what I have. I have ADD because I also do this thing. Maybe it could be a different podcast, like the whole weird. We want to do a podcast. I'll save it for that because I have a lot of weird things that I need to tell you to see if you do them or if anybody else does them or not. But yeah, anyways, this was. I don't know what this podcast was. This was us not talking and like.
This was us having like a genuine conversation.
Yeah.
Of what we've been going through and just sharing our story.
I think this was a more like raw episode because we were supposed to just catch up. We ended up getting very emotional.
Yeah, we did. But like I hope this, gets to other people in like a positive way and gives them encouragement to have those hard conversations or at least work on starting conversations that they can't have. Yeah. And like we've started a forum for people to share their story if they want to share their story anonymously. Did I say that right? I feel like I said it wrong.
Anonymously? Yeah. I think you're good.
But yeah, if you guys want to share your story or just give us feedback, that page is available. I think we'll make it into a highlight in our Instagram.
Yeah, so that it stays there.
Yeah. So we could go on it.
Yes.
We had a couple responses. Do you want to see
We did? That? Yeah, let me see.
So we only got one feedback because the other one was my sister.
Oh, okay.
It said, so cool to see you making a podcast. Refreshing.
Yay, thank you.
Yeah. My sister I told her to put in a fake response. So I could, because I was trying to see, will it show their emails? Because, I wanted to be anonymous. So I told her, I'll just put in your response so I can know if I did it right. And she put, I have 3 children and they don't get along because 2 are turtles and 1 is a cat.
Yeah, that would be a reason for them not to get along. Yeah.
The story. And then, yeah, she put great thumbs up. And then
so cool.
But
yeah, like we said, we're grateful for like people actually listening to this. It's really, really encouraging, especially like when people messages us or like that on the forum. That's really cool to see. Seeing the numbers is really cool. Not that they matter because it's like people are actually listening.
Yeah,
you know. But we did start this to like, I don't know, just hang out, just talk, and
talk and get things off our chest.
Yeah, like this episode. This one was more of a just us talking.
Yeah.
But cool, if you guys even if you guys want to share your oopsie of the week, that would be cool.
Yeah,
that'd be
and
fun.
then let us know if we could read your story or your oopsie.
Yeah,
that way we could share them.
Yeah, we could share your oopsies of the week along with ours. Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Nothing is too small. I talked about how I just let Ollie drink and she spilled it on herself. So no oopsie is too small. No judgment. We're just here to have a laugh.
Yeah. Just to end the podcast like on a lighter note, you know?
Yeah.
Well, that was it for this episode. I don't know. I don't think this one will be that long after we edit it.
No, probably not. We have a lot of laughing to edit out.
Going back to that, you know, I want to say thank you to the people that voted and let us know, you know.
Yeah, that was
it's okay for us to
do longer episodes.
Yeah.
It's actually nice that people want to hear us for longer.
Yeah.
Like, that gave me a little confidence boost.
Yeah, and then some people said no, and I was like, oh, okay. Well
you're
bad.
Gonna get it anyways. No, I think depending on how much we actually talk in an episode, how much we feel we should or shouldn't cut out.
Yeah.
We'll have
some short episodes.
Some shorter episodes, some longer episodes, but it's thank you, for voting.
Thank you for
interacting
with us, and just being active with us. And I know we suck at being active on our Instagram.
We are going to try a lot harder to be more active. Also, let us know what you guys would like to see on our Instagram. Like, you know, because Caesar's always telling me like, you're doing a mom thing. Like, put it on the, you know, your guys' Instagram. So if you guys want to see us doing like, I'll post I don't know if I'll post her face, but I'll post if I do anything with Ollie. I could post a story here and there. Let us know what you guys would like to see on our Instagram so that we're more active.
Yeah, because half of the time I don't know what to post, so I'll put like a meme or something.
Yeah, I like when you do that. It's funny.
Just so you know, there's stuff on our Instagram, and you guys know that we're still here.
Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, because I also want to be active so that it doesn't just seem like, I know it's our podcast Instagram, but like just so it's not like us pushing the podcast.
Yeah.
Except on days where like it's like our normal days to push the podcast. So.
But thank you guys for listening. We apologize if this is too long or if it triggers any emotions to anyone.
Yeah, but if you made it this far, thank you. And just know that life is hard and we get it, and being a parent is hard. Being a person is hard. Being a partner is hard.
Life in general.
Life is hard, but we're here. We get it.
You're not alone.
You
know, everyone goes through something differently, but everyone goes through something.
Yeah, and we were in our feelings a little bit, and we just wanted to give you guys those feelings. Hopefully it's not too upsetting, and we're okay.
Yeah, we're okay.
I'm okay. I feel like I feel a little better having said things out loud. I think saying things out loud
helps a lot.
Because I feel like if you hold them, I'm gonna go on a whole nother tangent. Never mind. Just know we're here. You're valid. We see you. We appreciate the listening and
the support,
the
love we get.
The love. Yeah, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye.